Well, back here at UD Arena as we get set for tonight's matchup between Wright State and Bryant, 2 16 seeds. Let's take a look at the starting lineups. One of the guys that's really stood out for Wright State is A.J. Braun, a true freshman who had his red shirt lifted earlier this season. We'll see what he can do against the big men for the Bryant Bulldogs. Both teams have been in. Vasily will jump center. He'll do so against Elijah's. All Elijah's from Valley Stream, New York. He's a big part of the rebounding tour. Here we go. Day 2 of the first 4 is underway, and Bryant controls the tip.
Well, Bryant plays at a fast-paced, high-octane approach offensively. They're 7th in NCAA when it comes to the tempo metrics. So expect that breakneck pace if they can dictate or impose their preferred tempo.
We have our first jump ball, and the possession belongs to Wright State. I like this battle, guys.
Yeah, early fight. I got a feeling, and I know we talked about this earlier, I don't think this is going to be a low-scoring affair.
No.
Like our second game with Indiana and Wyoming on last night.
Well, that was a defensive battle for the ages.
Yeah, both teams average in the 70s with their point total, mid to high 70s. A little pressure by Bryant. They will play a ton of different defenses, is what Jared Grasso said, and they forced the first turnover of the night.
Yeah, they changed their coverages, play multiple defenses to keep teams off balance, but also force turnovers and get them out in transition.
A little motion offense. Pride is picked up by Finke, and a traveling violation is called against Alida. So each team now with a turnover.
Yeah, and it's funny, Coach Grasso talked about how he had 5 or 6 different pressure defenses.
He was reeling them off.
He had 5 or 6 half-court defenses. I said, your team must have high basketball IQ to remember all of those defenses.
Finke bounce pass up top. The offense is set by Calvin, who played so well in the Horizon League Championship. He hit the game winner. Puts it on the deck, into the paint, hop, step, and a shot no good. And the rebound by Braun, the freshman. He'll go up, shot blocked away. That's what we said about Elijah's. He's a difference maker for Bryant. Peter Kiss.
We're seeing here early the length of the Bulldogs of being a factor and their quickness.
And Kiss is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line. How about Elijah's on the opposite ends?
Yeah, Elijah's is a little bit more of an undersized center, but really great positioning and very athletic big.
Good timing on that block and also keeping the ball in bounds. That can almost act as an outlet pass to the guards. The old Bill Russell style of block shots.
Peter Kiss missed his first free throw. He's 79% for the year. And after he missed the free throw, Tanner Holden came in front of him, and they had a few words. It looked like it was cordial. And now the second shot. He averages 25.1 points per game. That's tops in college basketball.
Now here's a little bit of a 1-2-2 3-quarter court press. He's trying to get into a clock, and they'll mix it up. They'll fall back into man. Sometimes it's a straight 2-3, which he is now.
They'll sometimes switch their defenses in the middle of a possession.
And Vasily has it knocked away. And he's going to be called for the foul. That's his first, team second.
This is one of the things Coach Nagy talked about. When this team is on offense, he's got to score the ball inside. He's got to get that paint established. And then with all of the different Bryant defenses, just run your offense.
Kiss with the crossover for the free throw line. Hard up the back of the rim. Both these teams practiced here yesterday, and then they went on and practiced elsewhere. It was the open practice yesterday. A little closed practice today. Holden along the baseline. Vasily in the paint over the top of Elijah's, but still, he misdirected the shot. Here comes Hurtado right to the top, and he lays it in.
We're getting a sample size of the Bulldogs' ability to full court, push the ball in transition, extend their defense, and get different looks. Look at the swarming, ball hockeying approach of the Bulldogs.
Kiss, spin move into the paint, and got the friendly bounce.
And we know this is a recipe for success. Creating turnovers and points off turnovers and transition points. We saw that yesterday. Wyoming had, point guard had 7 turnovers in the first half.
Calvin nails the first three-pointer.
Good ball movement by Wright State. Concept basketball against the traps, the different looks, the changing defenses. Got to be strong with the ball. Good back cut.
Charles Pride off the pass from Hurtado. Can't get it to go. Ball knocked out of bounds. It remains Bryant ball. First 4 coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship begins tonight at 7 on ESPNU. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com. Shot clock is at 20. Hurtado will inbound. And after he gets it to Elijah's, he gets it back. And that one is banked and knocked out of bounds, and the foul is called. Alita, I'm not sure if he needed to fire that right there, but the foul is called on Trey Calvin.
Hey, guys, and another thing, when Charles Pride drove the ball to the basket and tried to finish over the size from Wright State, it's a difference playing against the size from Wright State and playing against Wagner.
That's true.
Without a doubt. I got a kick out of Peter Kiss telling Alita, just calm down. All the people.
Elijah's is short. And here come the Raiders. Finke for 3, short. That Hurtado. This is a pretty good pace, right?
Well, they get down the floor, get organized, and play that hot potato, and then right into an alignment. Early offense into their sets.
Hurtado looking for Kiss. Kiss will shoot it really from anywhere. Shot clock is under 10. We'll cross over behind the back pass. Elijah's for 3. A little too firm.
But you can see the pick and roll coverage from Wright State. They're on point. Fighting over screens. They're not giving Kiss much space at all.
Pass goes down low to Holden, and he's fouled by Elijah's.
Well, it's no secret. Kiss is the
block and the misdirections. He was out for 6 games. Bryant allowed 78 points per game. He comes back. They've allowed 67 points per game. He's just such a big part of the middle.
Yeah, coming into this game, he had 73 blocks. And the key is, Lav, you alluded to it, he blocks shots for possessions for his team. It's not about blocking the ball out of bounds and get the rah-rah from the crowd. It's about, getting his team out in transition.
Yeah, that's a technique. It's a gift. And the timing involved, the basketball intelligence that's on display is impressive.
John, what do you have on that?
Well, guys, you're talking about Hall Elijah's. Last year when Bryant beat UMass in what was a guarantee game, Elijah's held Trey Mitchell, who was at Texas this past season and was a key piece for part of the season, to just 12 points and 3 rebounds, Tom.
Kalix just picked up the foul. Take a look at the top of the key.
Yeah, in this situation, defensively, Wright State's going to try to go under on Hurtado, and he's got to turn the corner and get downhill. You don't want to keep re-picking the screen 3 times.
I think he thought about a 3. Here's Holden, mid-range game, rattles it home.
Quick ball movement on display by Wright State, playing some hot potato, looking for that open man. That's a great way to attack a team that's changing their defenses or double teaming.
Wright has it knocked away. Calvin with some hands. It's a 7-0 run for Wright State. Holden up top to Basili. Back inside to Holden. He likes to be in and off the glass. Excellent angle on the window.
I like the inversion, Coach. Big step out, trailing the floor. Put your guards inside who can play make and shot make to create.
9-5, Wright State on top. Alita looking for Kiss. Covered by Finke. Cut off. Finke was watching a lot of film the last couple of days on Peter Kiss to see how he can quiet 25 points per game. Hurtado just a little too strong for Holden.
Yeah, and Hurtado, he doesn't have an identity crisis. He realizes his strength is not just standing behind the three-point line, attempting threes, but getting to the basket.
How about Calvin on that dribble display? Now he'll take the three. High arcing shot. Finke with the rebound. He'll get it back out. Little shot fake by Norris. Calvin again. This time it was short.
There's some good choices on display by Wright State in their approach. The decision making is sound. Find the open man.
Here's Pride up top to Hurtado. I think he was looking forward to this opportunity to face Kiss. He tries to draw the foul. And Vasily with the rebound.
Just excellent defense by Finke.
And now he's going to try to get a three. He does.
Okay, Finke. Feeling it.
And how about he goes right back into the defensive stance against Kiss.
That's some wiry strength and length as well.
From his first year at Grand Canyon, averaged 3.5 points per game. Wright State will take over as Pride dribbles it out of bounds. Wednesdays on TBS, don't miss CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, and all the stars of All Elite Wrestling. Watch AEW Wednesday Night Dynamite live at 8 on TBS. Wellage in for the first time for Wright State. And Holden has it stripped away, knocked out of bounds. It remains Wright State basketball.
I think he looks a little bit bigger in person than what he looked on the film.
I agree with you on that.
Man, he's got terrific size. I mean, he is seriously, legitimately 6'6". Sometimes you may read 6'6" in a media guide, but the kid is 6'3".
Often embellished. Exaggerated.
Son of a high school coach. Guys, when you were recruiting, would you look at the coaches, and if he's the son of a high school coach, does that help sometimes?
Sometimes. But I just want a kid, if he's 6'6", I would measure him. We need to measure him. I want to get the truth.
Kiss for three. Raises the rim.
I think it's a positive if there's educators, teachers, or coaches in the background of the prospect. But the most important thing is, do they have the goods?
Yes.
Do they make the cut to help your team elevate or win games?
The Lick's got a piece of that. Pride trying to go coast to coast, got his bearings, and a finger roll. That's his first bucket. It's a three-point game.
You can see why Charles Pride has been a key figure in Bryant's success there. The way he took the ball down Main Street, the center of the court, maneuvered at a pace where he was under control.
Galvin, too strong. Kiss to Pride. Those two guys work out together. They do a lot of things together off the floor.
Well, he's shifty.
I think they had a midnight workout last night somewhere at a secret location.
Kiss, spin move. He's just a little short with some of his shots as he and Holden are jawing a little bit.
Well, keep in mind, Holden's 6'6".
Wellage.
So Holden defensively can give Kiss some problems with his own speed and length in terms of disrupting what Kiss wants to do.
Gelixt. Oh, he reversed his field beautifully. That's his first bucket. It's a one-point game.
And sure, he's going to get all of the credit for making a shot, but that was an outstanding pass. And it beat the weak side help. It wasn't there on time.
He led the NEC in field goal percentage. Calix did, the transfer from George Mason. Wellage looking for Holden. Covered by Norris. Down low to Wellage. Count the bucket. The foul on Pride.
Well, excellent spacing by Wright State.
Yeah,
that could distort a defense, and then
been our concern. We've got to get back, get in, make them shoot the ball. They're at the rim. We're shooting too many threes. We need to get it to rim, get them in some foul trouble.
All right, have a good rest of the half.
Thank you.
Tom?
All right, John, thank you. Wellage to the line to finish off that three-point play, which we had going into the break. Bryant with the basketball. They're 313th in three-point shooting percentage. So most of their points come inside the arc. They'll take threes. And it's certainly carrying over today. 10 of their 11 points have come in the paint.
Yeah, they're not overly reliant on three-point shooting, but they're capable of hitting timely buckets from distance.
And Pride had an open shot there.
It'd be pretty interesting to see where Bryant goes for offense now that Peter Kiss is not in the game.
Yeah, he doesn't sit that much. In fact, he and Pride both play a lot. Holden, his mid-range game is excellent.
Again, a team working in concert, finding seams within that zone, flashing to the high post, the mid post, taking what the defense gives you. Go where they ain't. Find an open spot.
Brailsford dribbled into some traffic. Hurtado under the basket. He was able to get some separation.
Yeah, nice drive by Hurtado, Tom, but it just seems like Bryant is working extra hard to manufacture some points.
Holden trying to find a spot in the zone.
Oh, excellent pass, too. Little bounce pass delivery under the arms of the defense, basically the branches of the defense. And that is a subtle aspect of offensive play, the shot fake, the pass fake, but always an indication of a well-coached team in terms of how to attack a zone.
Elijahs and Braun back in the game. Elijahs for Bryant, Braun for Wright State. Holden has 10.
What a cool customer Holden is.
Yes.
Very poised, calm, cool, collected.
First team All-Horizon League. Elijahs with the spin move. And Finke with the rebound. And Welledge getting it up there quickly with the help of Norris.
We'll see what adjustments Bryant make, because Holden is getting the ball in the middle of their defense, and he's been awfully successful.
Brailsford right side of the lane, off the glass, count the bucket, the foul on Welledge.
Now playing downhill off of stops or shutouts, that high-octane approach that Bryant prefers. Holden here inside, looking for the glass and puts one down. And a good take right back at you. A counter as Brailsford finishes, steps the line for an old-fashioned three-point play.
So the transfer from GW, from George Washington, played in 31 games this year before today, 5 starts. 78% from the free throw line.
It's always interesting when John interviews the coach, and whatever the coach point of emphasis, specifically Coach Nagy, transition defense, and then his worst fears happen.
Yeah.
Bryant goes in transition.
Murphy's Law.
That's just like somebody talking about what a great free throw shooter players were yesterday, and I think they
the guy next to me kept doing that.
Yeah.
Jinxing everybody.
I'm glad he has tough skin.
Good thing he's a very important looking individual. He's riding on that reputation.
Finke goes down low, getting the offensive rebound. And Kiss back in, brings it up for Bryant.
Wow.
Alita.
UFO. That happens. You know, the nerves, you'll get an occasional flying saucer or UFO. And coming from a good place, adrenaline, earnest, and you just launch one of those.
All right, so Pride and Kiss guys, 1 for 9 combined. They're the leading duo in college basketball.
And coming into this game, if you thought they start one for 9, they'd be down by 10.
Yep. Vasily for 3. Yes.
The bigs looking out for one another. A front line that really has a good comfort level right back at you.
Yeah, forget the UFO on that one, Lav.
That's what you got to do. You got to send a couple flying saucers up there and have amnesia or short memory if you're a shooter. Put the next one up.
First made field goal outside the paint. Norris finds Finke in the corner. Back it in against Kiss. Vasily for 3 again. Different spot. Didn't get the same result. And that's going to be a foul on Keaton Norris. A 3-point lead, 2 16 seeds who can play a game like a
John Rothstein back here in Dayton. Wright State leads Bryant 22-19. Joined with Bryant head coach Jared Grasso. Jared, Peter Kiss only has one made field goal. How do you get him going offensively?
He'll get going. He's missed a couple easy shots, but he's getting shots he wants, and we'll keep running stuff to get him involved. He'll get going here.
Thanks. Have a good rest of the half. Tom.
All right, John, we appreciate that. Kiss with the basketball. Covered by Finke off the screen, and he will get going. There it is. His first three-pointer of the night. He has 6, and we're tied at 22.
You know, Jared Grasso, a head coach, allowing Kiss to go to the bench for a couple minutes and take a look at the release on the shot, the quick release, and that was off the bounce on the move. But sometimes just sit next to coaches on the bench, you gain a different perspective. You're looking at the game through a different lens or prism. It almost gives you a chance to take a deep breath and see what's happening out there and then come back in more informed.
Vasily to Holden, and Holden's fouled.
And I love that they made a concerted effort to run the play coming out the timeout. That's one of those plays that you work on consistently in practice. You got 2 or 3 really sweet plays where you know you can at least get him a touch. Now, what happens after that is up to the player and defense. But defensively, Wright State got to do a better job of fighting over the screens, and the bigs must get up.
Holden makes the first one. Follow highlighter for everything you need to see her do in sports and culture. Scan the QR code now and don't miss another moment. Guys, Tanner Holden has made 202 free throws this year. That's a lot, just so you know. Number 1 in college basketball on made free throws.
Well, he's always exploring off the bounce, not forcing, but investigating where he might be able to get an angle and put an opponent in foul jeopardy.
Bands pull-up jumper from the elbow. That's sweet.
Well, both these teams finding a little bit of a flow here offensively.
Sometimes you need a player that's, averaging 3 or 4 points. We saw that with Geronimo last night with Indiana to come up big for you. Maybe it's Vance tonight.
That's going to be goaltending, by the way. Elijah's just got a piece of, everything. So Vasily's credited with the bucket. He has 5. Yep, hand went through the net and the rim.
He wasn't doing it intentionally. I don't think he was looking for the advantage. Just tried to extend fully and got caught in the rim.
6 minutes to play here in the first half. Man's alley-oop, and too strong, but Pride is there to delicately lay it in.
Yeah, shot goes up, go to the glass with the second shot.
Mans gets his second foul.
Nice little 2-man game here, and excellent catch on the lob by Elijah's and follow-up. Those offensive rebounds, the rest of the defense got to do a better job of sinking in.
By the way, he did a heck of a job, too, not landing on his teammate. He did a little scissor as he went down. You have more on Pride there, John?
I do, Tom. And, it's interesting. When you are at this level in mid-major programs in general, you've got to be a great recruiter. You've also have to be a great evaluator. Charles Pride had just one Division I offer through his junior year of high school. It came from Jared Grasso. Evaluating, not just recruiting, Tom, is a big part to building any program.
No doubt you guys know about that.
Well, Charles Pride also made it look easy. That was a one-hand control tip where he guided it back in. And that's not easy, in particular when you got someone underneath you. As you mentioned, you got to go scissors to not land on your teammate.
Calvin makes both. Wright State is perfect from the free throw line. It's not a shock because they're 20th in the country in free throw percentage. Kiss along the baseline, cut off with a double team.
Good swarm and length on Kiss.
And Alida with his second three-pointer.
Give Bryant credit. They've gotten their three-point shooting into the game. Transition offense. And I agree, Coach Grasso talked about Pride working on his body and his work ethic in the summertime, and Here comes Wright State again. It's a really good game.
Yeah, Finke able to answer with that three. Bryant started 0 for 6 from beyond the arc. Fry with the offensive rebound. Putback is swatted away by Vasily. And the Raiders in transition, offensive foul.
A predetermined attack to the hoop by Trey Calvin. And when you premeditate, trying to get that Euro step action, but bad things happen. You've got to be able to read and react, split second. It's a game of habits, and those choices are so important.
Well, Bryant down 2 with the ball. 4:45 to play. Here the first half. Kiss off the screen. Trying to get some daylight. Ball's tipped around. Vasily will be credited with the rebound. Yeah.
Wow.
He's locked in defensively.
And not using the hands to grab or hold, but instead extending those wings to use the length.
Pride using his strength, can't finish at the rim. Here comes Vasily. He'll finish. 7 points and an exclamation.
Okay, big fella. Stretching out, climbing the ladder. We see you.
Alita doesn't get the high bounce. How about the cup by Vasily to go in?
He's got a little pizzazz and razzle-dazzle and style in his game, but it's also functional.
Here's Holden. He doesn't miss from 10.
You're talking about razzle-dazzle. He's very efficient from 16 feet in.
Yeah, he has a game-high 14 points in this first half, and Wright State's built a 6-point lead. Matches its largest lead so far in the first half. Hurtado trying to answer and does. Off the glass, he has 8. He's strong.
Yeah, subtle, understated maneuverability. Covers a lot of ground there with just a few bounces.
Wellich splashes it home.
Well, 12 assists for this Wright State team. They are sharing the sugar. Hot potato here in the first half, finding the open man.
And Kiss is fouled, going right side of the lane.
Vasily got out on the break, and big fella said, hey, getting in.
Field goals. And, you know, John Rothstein's been going around the city of Dayton these last several days like the Pied Piper. And he's been claiming how this is the most anticipated matchup between 16 seeds the tournament's ever seen. And I got to tell you, if you're sitting there at home, he's right on with that. I mean, this has been an entertaining game.
The way the game's played, both teams tied together, sharing the basketball, making good decisions. Not a lot of wasted dribble. The ball's being transported through the air. Did you guys notice John's been working so hard he had that 5 o'clock shadow? Man gets no sleep. He's like a werewolf with a microphone.
Holden, turnaround jumper, he's fouled.
And I thought you said you enjoyed being neighbors with him in the hotel because, you know, he's up all night trying to get the scoops on all these different stories. I thought you were
24 hours. He's on talk radio or doing a hit for a podcast or making his calls to find out the next shoe to drop in terms of college basketball or the next coach that's going to be moving on.
Holden makes the first. He has 15.
But I learned a lot by being next door to Mr. Rothstein.
Second shot coming by Holden.
You know, Lab, just for the record, I'd pick up the tab the next time we're in New York. Just text me next time. Don't big time me.
It's so great. That was one of the funnier parts of our production meeting today when Lab was setting him up about the fact he could hear him in the next room. Kiss backing his way in. Spin move and doesn't get the roll. The putback off the fingertips of Elijah's. Wright State up 7.
Again, advancing the ball through the air. Someone's up ahead.
Charles Pride got a piece of it. Kiss into the paint. Bumped on the floor. It's a foul on the floor.
So in this situation with a kid that's so outstanding like Peter Kiss scoring the basketball, is he going to be frustrated? Can he turn a bad night into a good night? And then are his teammates going to continue to step up and be a threat offensively.
Missed the front end of the 1-1.
He's a little rattled, I think, right now.
Kind of feeling his way through.
Yep.
Keith Norris didn't, pick up the offensive foul. There was a block, but it's an indication of being tied together defensively, so Kiss doesn't get any easy ones. They're still blanketing him on their coverages, which is important. Don't allow him to get into that rhythm.
Shot clock is down to 4. Holden has it blocked away by Elijah's. Here come the Bulldogs. Hurtado bumped up top. Leaves it for Pride. Back to Hurtado. Bodies falling. Behind the back pass to Elijah's. And he jams it home.
Boy, in tight quarters, the awareness, Hurtado, court vision, and then the ability to deliver the dime surgically.
And Alita. Oh, I think they got that on Alita. Stay tuned for AT&T at the half with Nabil Kareem, Rex Chapman, Seth Davis, and Candace Parker live from Atlanta with analysis of this half.
Good job here with contact, but unfortunately, in that situation, Alita kind of grabbed him with his hand. Going back to Coach Grazzo's, I love what he said. You look at that behind the back pass. He was really bragging about the connectivity of his team. He said, we're all on the same page. Early in the year, Bryant lost by 67 points to the University of Houston.
So here it is, Coach.
Nice job against a shot blocker, short pass behind the back. Now, when those passes go out of bounds, then it's too fancy. It's too much mustard on it.
That's the sub.
Holden's 8 for 8 from the free throw line. Game high 18 points.
We called those plays that went into the stands honkers. I mean, you're honked out of the game. Just for a short period to regroup.
Here's Pride, explodes along the baseline, reverse layup. How about how high and the amount of spin was on that basketball, and he draws the foul.
And he gathers, takes it along the baseline, tiptoes, then slams on the brakes and puts it high off the glass so the shot couldn't be blocked. Boy, Charles Pride, how about him?
And Lav, you alluded to it earlier. This was a kid that was recruited when he was a junior in high school, had shaky ball handling skills, as Coach shared, but his work ethic has just become elite. He's changed his body, and he's just an outstanding player.
Diamond in the rough. And when you're at Bryant, here's the steal. Alita heads up.
Kiss back to Alita for 3, and he's fouled by Finke. That's going to be a 3-shot foul. That's the second one on Finke. I guess he got his elbow.
Boy. Our colleague Bill Rafferty, what would he call it? Nickel dime.
Nickel dime.
Didn't see it change the shot whatsoever.
You know, I have on my reading glasses, but I don't know if they stretched that 4 out to see that because it didn't look like a foul.
Second shot is good. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar, the best Coke ever, as in best of all time. Debate the goatness.
Maybe if I had on binoculars.
Well, Coach Nagy not happy either. And he's low-key as a coach. Very self-controlled, poised, but fiery up.
Wellage into the paint, kicks it out for Norris. Game clock is zeroing in on 40 seconds to play. Shot clock is down to 10.
Sometimes a lot of teams have an opportunity to go 2 for 1 in situations like this, but maybe not as much of a focal point.
Yeah, Bryant forces the turnover, down 2. Here's Kiss. 25 seconds to play, right to the rim, no good. Braun with the rebound. Holden.
2-on-1.
Yep. To Finke, to Holden, two-handed slam. 20 points for Holden in the first half. Pride for 3. No good. Ball is loose. Elijah saves it. 5 seconds. Kiss along the baseline. Goes up. Gets the roll. As the clock winds down towards 0, it'll count if it's good.
Woo!
It is not. And what a man was that good.
Is this a track meet?
Sequences. Buckle up for the second half.
44.
Crawl back into the game.
All right, John Rothstein, what'd you hear?
Well, Jared Grosso just told me, guys, that he specified 2 things in the locker room at halftime: defend and rebound. That's what he feels that they're going to be the biggest key to winning this game. He also added, in addition to that, they have to start making chippies at the rim. He feels they let a lot of points go away. But there's 2 back, Tom.
Yeah, I don't know if you call that a chippy, but it was pretty. Elijah has 4 on the pass from Kiss. And we're tied up at 44. 19:35 to play for a chance to move on to face Arizona. Holden to the basket. He is quick with that first step. 22 points. He's on his way to a career high, which is 38, by the way, this season. Holden with the rebound off the missed jumper.
But we remember Coach Nagy was very disappointed with their defense.
Yes.
So we'll see what type of defensive effort they'll have, especially in the first 5 minutes of the second half. If they can set the tone without playing defense without fouling.
Alita decided not to get the bucket to go. Tried to get it to Elijah. It was no good. And the rebound is run down by Holden. I'm surprised that Alita didn't just go up to the basket on that drive. Finke backing his way in, working against Alita. Outside for Holden for 3. He can't miss. He has 25.
Another assist for Finke. He sets the table for his teammates. And then he's a defender as well. So critical aspect.
And the offensive foul is called on Charles Pride.
So a lot of times with screen action, here it is. Now he comes off that screen off the middle of the floor and bang, knock down the 3. And just sacrificing your body on the ball for the team. It just dunks and charges really invigorate teams and energizes them in such a way that they'll continue to play extremely hard and together. And Wright State, especially with playing so close to home, to get his fans into the game.
Vasily trying to get the bunny, no good. Braun with the rebound, put back, no good. He'll get a second attempt, and it's stolen away.
Good scrap by the Bulldogs.
Kiss, that was going to be a 2. Yeah, then Calvin picked up in midcourt. Holden has the first 5 points of this half for Wright State. Vasily off the glass, didn't have the angle, put back no good. Braun with the offensive rebound. And Pride with the foul. Mark Emmert, the president of the NCAA, here to watch the first 4 tonight. I'll tell you, you look around this arena, you have to be happy if you're the NCAA with what the University of Dayton has done, their administration, the staff here. It is a wonderful building and an incredible environment.
And the evolution through the years.
No
the play-in game, the opening round game, now it's evolved to the first 4.
Shot clock at 4. Finke, he realized it and couldn't connect. Here comes Kiss, splits the defense right to the rim, and he lays it off the glass. That was explosive. He has 12.
He's a very underrated athlete. I've watched a couple of their games, and his backwards mid-air dunks, very explosive.
And bouncy, long strides when he gets out and sprints.
Norris for 3. It's good. The lead is back to 6. And then Kiss loses it out of bounds. It'll be Wright State basketball. Get complete coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Tournament on NCAA.com.
That was a good scramble. Defensive transition, alert, aggressive, a sense of urgency in getting back and building your defense as Kiss just forced the action, leads to the turnover.
I love this time of the year. Coach Grassos had his younger kids out here on the floor.
Trey Calvin gives Wright State its largest lead, 54-46. It's a 10-2 run. And the foul is going to be called on Keaton Arce.
You see how quickly Bryant gets the ball inbounds and pushes it down the floor. Nice take. Easy finish. Little teardrop.
Calvin he's a streaky scorer, but man, once he gets it going, scored 13 straight in that conference tournament championship game. Just when his teammates needed him, he was right there to deliver.
A lot of speed on the perimeter for Bryant. That's why they can play at the tempo, the 7th fastest tempo in the country.
Well, the winner of this one will face Arizona on Friday in San Diego. Avery's going to have himself a heck of a scouting report. Whoever wins this game for that matchup against Arizona.
Avery promised me he's going to take me with him just so I can hang out. I'll be in charge of the nachos and the margaritas and anything else you need. I'll carry the bags.
I will say his bag is big enough for you to get in it. Brailsford makes both free throws. 54-48. Finke, who Scott Nagy told us yesterday was the MVP of this team this year, and I think we're seeing why. He does a lot of different things. Even though Holden is 25, how about Calvin to the glass?
Well, you mentioned it, Coach. Capable of getting it going, the microwave, once he sees it go through the net to score in bunches.
Yeah, when you're talking about to the coaches, they've said his personality is pretty quiet. He's not a drama guy. He's real low-key, but he gets it done on the floor.
Hurtado did a good job of assessing before he went up.
He's a tough matchup because he's big enough down low to score, but also can drive the ball.
Transfer from UAB, battled testicular cancer over the last couple of years. 56-50, Wright State on top by 6.
Yeah, Calvin is 6.
Holden, who has a game-high 25 points. He's been explosive.
And never in a rush on his catch-and-shoot opportunities, and maneuvers well both inside and out, and doesn't force the action.
Hurtado's covering him now in the corner for Bryant. He's 22nd in scoring in college basketball. Of course, Peter Kiss is number 1. Finke tries the putback and a foul, and they're going to get Elijahs for the foul. That's his second.
It's an example of what Finke does. He'll get you second possessions because of his relentlessness. Here he is in midair. Two-hand grab and puts it back up. Able to get to the foul line for 2.
And it's a beautiful thing when your teammates and coaching staff believe you're the MVP and you're not the leading scorer on the team.
Right.
That gives hope to a lot of role players. And he's playing a significant role. He has a tough cover with Peter Kiss. And any offense that Finke adds to the party, that's going to be, basically gravy on top.
And watching him here tonight, Coach, don't you agree? He'd be someone you want on your team. You want as a teammate.
He got a piece of that center Basili, the shot by Kiss.
And even that didn't quit on that play. Look how he's running the floor.
Now setting the screen.
Scott Nagy said it was one of his easier recruiting jobs because Scott Nagy's dad recruited Finke's dad. And the foul is going to be called on Holden. And Hurtado, who had the steal, will go to the free throw line. Holden picks up his second.
Good aggressiveness by Hurtado on that handoff. That basically blowed up that handoff and led to the open court opportunity and drawing the foul.
Hurtado just 54% from the free throw line. First one no good. 3 gourmet chefs compete to recreate and remix celebrities' favorite late night cravings. Check out reimagined fast food with a side of culinary craziness on Fast Foodies. New episodes return March 24th on True TV. John, you have more on Hurtado?
Yeah, guys, a truly inspirational story. Luis Hurtado was diagnosed with testicular cancer a couple years ago, but was able to come back, obviously make a full recovery. He's now a major contributor on this team, Tom.
He sure is. Vasily answers that free throw with a two-handed slam dunk off the pass from Wellage.
And a textbook attack of the full court press. Taking it baseline to baseline for a dunk. And again, advancing the ball through the air is faster than the bounce. And Wright State with the clinic on here. Again, advancing the ball, purposeful use of the bounce to draw the defense, then the shovel pass give up for the jam over the top.
And whenever you're in that situation, you have to be a threat to score. If your only option is to pass, that play is not going to be as successful. But you got to be a threat to score, to draw the defender. And if the defender never comes, then score the basketball.
A foul occurred, by the way, on the floor. That's why Bryant inbounds the basketball on the baseline. Hurtado. Shot clock 15, and the runner by Brelsford, no good, but he's going to go to the free throw line for two. Wellage called for his second foul. All right, guys, Wright State up 9. And Bryant, plenty of time left, obviously. They got to sort of climb back into this one.
Yeah, I'm looking for Bryant to start utilizing some of their curveballs and knuckleball defenses. You know, get some of their three-quarter court press in the game, half-court man. They also have a kind of a 1-3-1 half-court trap.
I mean, this is what they've done since January 15th. And Murray State, we've all watched them, how good they are. South Dakota State as well. I saw Colgate last week. And Matt Langels, he has that team going right now.
One of the difficult aspects for Bryant is when you're trying to press, as we look at their full court schemes and a foul. But the challenge against a team that passes with such precision and also has the size to see over the top, to be able to window shop, and they don't waste dribbles. They use the bounce for purpose, to get out of trouble, to get it to a better angle for delivering the ball, or for taking it straight to the hoop to score or to draw and dish.
And there's a steal by Kiss, and he jams it home with two hands.
And see, it all started because they're getting to the free throw line. You want to be able to press. You got to get fouled, get to the line, make your free throws, and then utilize your press, get organized.
That was excellent defense by Kiss. Broad backdoor pass to Holden. Oh, my! Flying through the air, his 27 points.
Wow. When you have big guys that can shoot the three and can pass, it really opens up your offense.
Great answer by Kiss.
Big time.
Punch and counter punch. Both these teams aggressive on their catches.
Well, Wellage inside for Braun. He's fouled by Charles Pride.
It's outstanding when you have a five-out motion type of a team. Look, there's no one underneath the basket.
Braun delivering the bounce pass, the ability to catch it in stride and finish, and then Kiss in traffic. Kisses one off the glass. Been waiting all day. Bill Rafferty, a salute to our colleague.
John has more on Peter Kiss.
Well, Tom, it's an interesting scenario with Peter Kiss. You know, the NCAA gave all players who were involved during the COVID-19 pandemic an extra year of eligibility. Peter Kiss, if he so desires, can return to Bryant next year. That decision hasn't been made, but Peter Kiss, if he desires, can play college basketball next season, Tom.
Yeah, averaging 25 points per game. He came in with 1,610 points. He's been at Quinnipiac, Rutgers, and now at Bryant, the steal by Calvin. And he goes the length of the floor. He has 11 points.
Great little jump stop at the end.
Kiss goes right in. Finke with the rebound. The ball knocked out of bounds. And it will be Wright State ball.
Here's the beep beeper, the Roadrunner speed, then the quick slam on the brakes to gather and shoot a shot under control.
I guess this what happens when Coach Nagy takes a few extra moments walking up and down the hallway at halftime without going to talk to his team. I think he was so disappointed with his defense, he couldn't even think straight. Yeah, but they've responded.
Drawn underneath, and he's foul going up. By Clixt.
This is a short pass exhibition, guys. The way Wright State's breaking down Bryant's defense and playing so unselfish. Here he is on the drive. Now short pass.
Yeah, those little tight quarter passes are worked on. They're drilled. You don't just start doing that in a game. That's breakdown work in practice, post perimeter, and it all starts with Coach Nagy. He's really a Jedi teacher and coach. He's got a special aura about him and a lifer in basketball. His father, who passed away a season ago, was a great mentor to him, an inspiration to him, his best friend, and he spoke transparently about when he passed at the start of this season, that, you know, he wasn't bringing his A game, understandably, but they definitely have turned things around. His father would be proud tonight of the way this team is executing and playing together.
67-57. Braun made one of two. Hurtado has it stripped away by Holden, and he gets it to Calvin. This is the largest lead of the night for Wright State. Norris, Binky back to Norris, and too strong. Ball tipped out. Wright State will get it back.
Wow, just a sense of urgency from Wright State. And you talking about Coach Nagy, three-time Horizon Conference Coach of the Year. And he said it was a struggle emotionally.
He admitted that.
Yeah.
And Holden called for the offensive foul as Hurtado got to the spot.
Coach Nagy not happy.
Well, the Raiders showing some emotion. Team against Virginia, the only 16 seed to beat a #1 seed in tournament history. And yesterday, Indiana pulled out the victory, their first NCAA tournament victory since 2016. We alluded to Scott Nagy's father passing away right before the season. It was one of 5 deaths that the Wright State program had over the last year or so. A.J. Braun, their outstanding freshman center, his father unexpectedly passed away as Kiss slams it home. And they've kind of rallied around each other as there's a little bit of a delay here as Kiss was a little emotional with what he just did after that two-handed jam. So I think he's been given a warning. Delay a game warning. But anyway, so Wright State is using it to rally around each other. Brotherhood over basketball is what they're calling it. And it's kind of helped them come together as a team.
Coach Nagy, when you speak with him, he talks about sport as a metaphor for life.
Yes.
And you could tell his father, Dick, was a coach under Lou Henson of Illinois. Wow.
Trey Calvin for 3.
He has caught fire. Coach, you talk about once he sees it go through the net, you can go back to him and milk it because he scores in those bunches, the microwave.
Yes, and that's his go-to move, that right to left crossover.
And the answer, Elijah's with his 6th point.
And you talking about Coach Nagy in his relationship with his dad. Same with Coach Grasso.
Yes, absolutely.
Dad passed away a couple of years ago. He carries a picture, a photo of his dad with him during games.
Vasily spinning around, has it stripped away. Here come the Bulldogs.
Hurtado there. Hurtado dug in, fellas. Stripped it.
This is a 3-possession game. Oh, stripped by Holden. He's going to try to sprint to the basket and does, and he's fouled by Elijah's.
Was that legal, what Holden just did? Because I call that stealing.
That's a gift. It's a gift. Time it, be able to stab at the ball, poke it away, and then run it down, take it to the hoop at the other end.
Holden to the free throw line. 8 for 8. 9 for 9. Play the official men's bracket game of NCAA March Madness. The Capital One NCAA March Madness Men's Bracket Challenge is ready for your picks. So get your bracket started now at play.ncaa.com or in the March Madness Live app. First miss of the night for Holden, who has 28 points. Alita for three. Off the front of the rim, and the rebound by Vasily.
It seems like Alita have taken a couple of off-balance shots. Tom, you alluded to it earlier. When you're not balanced, sometimes it's better to shot fake, put it on the floor, try to get a better one for your teammates.
Calvin thought about it. Charles Pride is at the scorer's table. We just saw the note pop up about foul trouble. He has 4. And Vasily off the glass, no good. Ball's knocked to the baseline, and it's going to be out of bounds. And Elijah is on the floor, I think, in a little bit of pain.
Yeah, that could have easily been an offensive foul there from Elijah's. Here the big fella comes through with the left elbow right to the jaw of Elijah's.
I'm surprised players today don't wear more mouthpieces. Back in the day, it was mandatory that you wore mouthpieces as they take a look, just to protect those chiclets. Protect that smile for life after basketball.
Yep. So an official review. I know Gene Steratore is watching. And Gene, what did you see from where you're sitting?
You know, you look at a couple things. I think it's a great wall up by the defender. He goes straight up, and I also think it's a basketball move by the offensive player. I think what we keep in mind, guys, and we had it last night, is once they go in to make review, if they have called a foul on the court, then all things are possible, right? They can look now. They could go flagrant 1 or 2, which I don't believe either one of these are. I think it's a basketball move. They can also go with a cylinder foul against the defense if they feel like he has not allowed that offensive player any space to have freedom of movement. So it opens up the box for them to really re-referee that play once they get into review.
Yeah, you're right, Gene. We did see that last night. They are calling it a common, just a common play more than anything else. So the ball will go to Wright State off the fingertips of Bryant. So nothing to see here. Thank you, Gene. We appreciate it.
And thank you, Gene, that the review didn't take 4 minutes.
Amen.
Shot clock is under 10. Vasily backs in. Big step in the paint, short. And the rebound by Hurtado. Kiss for 3. And in and out. And Kalix is going to be called for the foul.
Well, Finke there again, fully extended. Pulls the rebound down. Tough rims here. As Kisses just goes in and out. Rattled out.
Guys, let me correct that. The foul is actually going to go against Alita, his 3rd.
Finke has that wiry strength, lean, not bulky, and that's ideal because Coach Nagy likes the skilled players that can pass the ball.
Well, he missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Bryant, doors open, and that was too strong by Pride off the back of the rim.
Kind of uncharacteristic for Wright State, 77% free throw shooting team.
Vasily has it knocked away. Norris thought about it.
Well, Keaton Norris with some good decisions for a freshman, a lot of poise.
Vasily off the front of the rim. Everybody started to rise up, the Wright State fans, on that shot release. Kiss slips it underneath to Kalix, and he's fouled going up.
Kiss has 3 assists per game as well on the season, 6 rebounds. So he's not just a shooter. He is a prolific scorer. Matter of fact, the one area in terms of his offensive arsenal was his 3-point shooting, 29% on the year. But of late, last 12 games, 35%. So there has been an uptick, but he has a complete game offensively.
Kalix has a little bit of a hitch. His free throw, he's a 49% free throw shooter.
Man, I tell you what, Kiss put on a show against Sacred Heart back February 10th, 37 points. I mean, it was a classic exhibition on scoring the basketball.
He had 10 straight games of 25 points or more.
Here's a little bit of a 1-3-1. Depends on where the ball goes, whether they stay in it or if they go to man once the ball goes down to the corner.
Well, 5 players can pass the ball.
And a quick step to the basket by Vasily. 73-61. Largest lead of the night. Bryant scoreless for the last 2.5 minutes. Kiss. Spin move. It's a beauty. And that's a tough lead down below. And it's going to be a traveling violation.
So here against a 1-3-1 zone, look at the spot here where Finke is. Nice pass. Shorten up the pass. Outstanding spacing.
It's that hockey assist action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Calvin to Finke. Busili with the finish.
Back to this 1-3-1 for Bryant.
Here's the challenge for Bryant. All 5 players on the floor are expert passers.
Calvin open for 3. And the rebound is run down by Holden, who's fouled.
24/7. They're just available whenever you need them.
Oh, okay, good. Because I took an online quiz and it turns out I'm an introvert.
Oh, I actually think I'm an introvert too.
Oh, no.
Leading him in the right direction. And sometimes you got to pass it like you don't want it back. Sometimes when you make a pass like you want it back, it's a bad pass. But when you pass it like you don't want it back, it's a good pass.
Well, and you're someone that fully appreciates the pass, having been a point guard. Interestingly, Scott Nagy played his basketball at Delta State University. He still leads that basketball program in career assists. So it would follow that his team, a reflection of his virtues and values in basketball, believes in the pass.
John, what did he say in the huddle?
Just stressing defense, Tom. Defend and we'll win this game. Also stress defending without fouling. Does not want to get Bryant easy points at the line, Tom.
Elijah's elbow jumper. No good. Pride with the rebound. Put back is no good. He gets it again. Blocked away by Busili.
3-on-1.
Here come the Raiders. Busili bounce pass down low. There you go. No offensive foul.
Coach Nagy not happy with that call. And he does it in a low-key, poised way. I love his demeanor, his bearing on the sideline as we take a look again at the call.
Yeah, Busili's going to check out, guys. He has 4 fouls. 11 points, 4 fouls.
Coach Nagy, when we talked to him on yesterday, we asked him, well, what do you have to do offensively against Bryant? He said, look, this is not an arrogant statement. I am not worrying about our offense. It's all defense, defense, defense. He said, we'll score enough points.
See 3 players with 4 fouls, 2 for Bryant, 1 for Wright State. Bryant a little bit of a drought again. Kiss against Finke. Little step back 3. It's no good. Holden, he has a double-double, so he has his second 30-point game of the year and a double-double to boot.
Young players watching Finke, that's ideal textbook defense in terms of tracing the ball, having the hand up, but not allowing.
That's 32, guys.
Yeah.
32 points.
Let's give him his roses while he's playing right now.
A cool 32.
Largest lead, 77-61. No good again. The rebound by Elijah deadens it off the back of the iron, and a timeout called by Bryant. 77-63, 6:27 to see who advances to take on Arizona.
Nothing wrong with a little sugar. Speaking of lights out, Wright State, 8 of 20 from behind the arc. And Bryant, 3 of 19. That's a 15-point advantage.
And a foul is going to be called on Bryant. It's going to be against the leader. That's 5 for him, so he's disqualified.
Wright State, they've done an excellent job of knocking down the three-point shot. They're shooting 40% from 3, but also defending the three-point line. Bryant is only 3 for 19, 15%, 0 for 8 this half from 3.
So Alita, as we mentioned, is disqualified. So he'll check out. Hurtado comes back in, and it'll send Calvin to the line. Wright State 19 of 22 from the free throw line. Last game that Wright State as a program played here at Dayton, was back on December 13th, 1997. Again, the campus is just 12 miles away. They don't play each other in non-conference games. Some of the players have played here in all-star games. Some have come to watch games here. In fact, it's so close. I saw Scott Nagy roll into the hotel in his own pickup truck. Foul called on Norris. That's his fourth.
Well, the efficiency of Wright State's offense is what's impressive. Inside the three-point line, behind the three-point line, the assists involved in the made field goals. I mean, they're sitting on 79 with 6 and change. They may hit 100 tonight. So it's a well-oiled machine.
And that's one of the things that Coach Nagy talked about, is playing defense without foul. When he talked about his 1-2-3, so we got to defend without fouling. And now when you're trying to protect the lead, Bryant is a dangerous team offensively.
Brailsford makes the free throw to make it a 14-point game.
And we know Peter Kiss can go on a 10-0 run by himself.
Under 6 minutes to play.
Here's their 2-3 zone. Holden had success in the middle of the floor in the first half, but now they went to a man-to-man, boxing one earlier.
Calvin pull-up jumper, it's good.
Well, they took the clock down. Efficient again with their time and score, understanding the game and situation.
He has 18 points, quiet 18 points. Kiss for 3, it's good, over the top of Finke. That's 21 points for Peter Kiss. Again, he averages 25, which leads the country in points per game.
And Keaton Norris orchestrating out top. 6-foot freshman guard. Bright future.
And normally, the top 4 players for Wright State, they do all of the scoring, but fortunately tonight they're getting some contributions from guys like Norris and Welledge.
Well, Elijah's called for the foul. That's his 4th. Jared Grasso can't believe it. It'll send A.J. Braun to the free throw line. A.J. Braun, his father, Tony, passed away on January 11th. He said the biggest reason I'm here today as a Division I player is because of him. His red shirt was pulled after 3 games. They played 4 different starting lineups in the first 6 games. They had 5 losses, and Scott Nagy said, all right, big man, you're going to start playing. Under 5 minutes to play. Kiss going to the glass, count the bucket.
I like a hurry-up offense approach, getting organized quick, lifting the defense, allowing that drive to the baseline, absorbs the hit and finishes. Step to the line.
And that's the difference, you know. Braun came into
just
this
leave
game
it like that, and it's just static. Thank you.
Kiss to the free throw line.
Braun came into this game with 10 block shots. Selly 53. So we'll see if Kiss can have success against Baselli if they encounter each other in the paint next time down the floor, backcourt here.
Wright State fans didn't agree with that. I don't know if Scott Nagy did.
Get ready to bring Gene in.
Oh,
that was close.
Looked like the ball arrived as his feet landed. Where's Gene?
Evan Burrows trying to get Grasso to sit down. Pride to Kiss. Right side of the lane. Fadeaway jumper is no good. Pride's putback is no good. Calvin is there.
boy, makes that shot, then the 9-point deficit instead of 11.
battle back and forth.
In a weird way, maybe Wright State can just use a timeout just to get organized, reinforce some of your points of taking care of the basketball, no silly fouls.
Vasily, his three is good.
Well, the best of both worlds. Knocked down a three, got that media timeout coming, Coach. So now Coach Nagy will be able to hit on all those points, check those boxes.
Yeah, and that's just an example of Coach Nagy knowing his team.
Hurtado, Elijah's for three. It's off the front of the rim. Rebound is tipped around. Pride's got it. He'll reset. Jumper from the corner. In and out. Loose ball. And the battle for it. And this will be a jump ball, I believe. It is a jump ball.
Yeah, when you, Coach Nagy, and you.
By 14. So they can feel it a little bit. Try to pick up its first NCAA tournament victory. 0-3 coming in. They lead it by 14. Our star comparison, Tanner Holden has 32. Kiss has 24. He's trying to get Bryant back within reach here. As Holden will inbound to Vasily. Calvin's come to life in the second half as well for Wright State.
And even though Bryant is down by 14, you would think they want to trap, but it's really hard to trap an excellent passing team.
Yeah, tonight they put on a clinic, Wright State has, in passing the basketball. Shot clock is at 5. Holding off the glass. He has scored from every which way tonight. 34 points. Kiss with the answer. He has 26. Red Holden. The clock under 3.
Well, we're seeing why Coach Nagy gives that green light to Holden. There's a trust. Whether it's not calling a timeout because he trusts his team, or putting the ball in Holden's hand and giving him space to go to work, but make the right judgments. Again, it's an efficient style of basketball, a winning brand of basketball.
Plus, it also helps that he makes his free throws. He's 12 of 13 tonight. Holden is. They average 75.5 points per game. They have sped right on past that. And Holden is big reason why.
And the dynamic duo of Wright State they've outscored the duo of Bryant 50-32.
Hurtado launches from 3. It's no good. Pride with the rebound and the putback. It's good. And a timeout called by Bryant. 89-75 from Dayton. We'll be back right after this. If they can do what they've done tonight, that's going to be a tough game.
Yeah, I mean, I think Wright State, of these two teams, matches up better with Arizona. Why? Because of the size. When you play Arizona, the issue, Tabellis, Coloco, Matherin. But there's some solid players on Wright State's team that got size and skill.
2:33 on the clock. 14-point game. Wright State is on top, 89-75. They look like they're moving on to face Arizona in the first round of the NCAA tournament. Joe Smith, who's a Wright State guy. His wife, Allie, will be doing the NCAA tournament this weekend in Texas. Joe, former big league pitcher, hopefully one day again. He's enjoying this. One of my favorite guys to cover during my baseball years.
Well, you got him those great seats.
I think Corey did it, our director, Corey Fishman. Calvin's pull-up jumper is good.
When you have the size of Finke and Holden, 6'6" wings that can switch multiple positions. They can guard 1, 2, 3, and 4. Minimizing success from the three-point line. And all that Wright State wanted to do with Peter Kiss, they knew they weren't going to stop him, but they wanted him to work for everything, shoot a low percentage. Overall, he's 10 for 24. If you would ask the coaching staff from Wright State, would they take that coming into this game? The answer would be yes.
There's an answer there for Bryant Hurtado. He is 13, 91-77. I agree with that, Avery. It could be a fun game this weekend that you're going to get a chance to call.
And Basili.
Yeah.
Go. And we talked about Finke as well at 6'9". There's some size.
And I think it just affected us again as Holden goes back to the free throw line for his 37th point. And he'll settle it again. 38 is his career high. And he's going to be 1 point shy for the moment. 1:06 to play.
And that's the one guy Arizona's not going to want to foul.
No. And Kiss able to convert. 92-79. Bryant calls another timeout. So we've got a timeout. 1 minute to play here in the second half. Causing it. We had the lights went out earlier here at the arena. They've stayed on with a little bit of flickering.
And it's really impressive when you've lost two-time MVP Loudon Love.
We didn't even talk about that. That's a good point.
And to have this type of success, sometimes those players are irreplaceable.
Yep.
They're not just walking around the city of Dayton, MVP caliber college basketball players.
Yeah, there's some good players that have come out of Dayton. Ball is tipped away. Hurtado has it, goes to the basket. Offensive foul is called on Hurtado. Jared Grasso cannot believe it.
Tom, you know the last time I was in this building, who put on a show?
Who put on a show?
Obi Toppin.
Oh, he can put on some shows. Jared Grasso out of the coach's box, really not happy. And he would like Evan Burrows and DJ Karstensen to take a look at that. They're going to see if he was in the cylinder or not. He was not, so an offensive foul is called. Evan Burrows and Grasso, Jared Grasso still having a conversation from one side of the floor to the other. 55 seconds to play. Calvin is fouled from behind by Brailsford.
No choice but to foul.
Yeah. Yeah, if you have any thought, I mean, it's a 13-point game. Actually, they're going to call it on Elijahs. That's his fifth. Thought it was going to be on Brailsford, the way it looked. Once again, we apologize for the technical difficulties that we've had in the second half of this ball game. There has been a power surge in the city of Dayton, from what we understand, and it's caused some power issues here at UD Arena, but they've been able to play through. A little bit of a delay, about 5 minutes earlier in this half. Trey Calvin to the free throw line, in and out. Lab, that's been a big story, though, how good they've been from the free throw line tonight.
Really on point in every aspect of play. There are those nights where everything you do seems to work out. And it all started with the selflessness, the passing, and the good defense as well.
Yeah, it's a season high of free throws made for Wright State, as Wellage is called for the foul. That's his third. And a 10th team foul, so 2 shots coming.
It's been a difficult night for Bryant, but once there's some distance, maybe a month from now, Jared Grasso is going to realize, as heartbreaking as it is, when the season finishes, the finality of it hits you like a gut punch. But this was a historical season for Bryant. And Jared Grasso has a bright future here. And don't be surprised if he's not a candidate for some high-level programs throughout the country.
Amazing job with what he's done at Bryant. As Brailsford is able to make the free throw, he has 10 points. Finke harassed with a double team. Wellage able to get it across the timeline. 37 seconds left to play. Calvin to Holden. Holden just dribbling some time off. The Wright State fans are coming to their feet. Shot clock is at 7. Shot clock is at 3. Calvin to Finke. Down low to Holden off the glass. Don't count the bucket. He did not get it off in time. And now substitutions for Wright State. In an NCAA tournament game, Lab, this has got to be a great feeling that you're bringing your bench in to bring your stars onto the bench.
No doubt. And just think of Scott Nagy and the emotions that he's feeling right now. His father looking down from above, smiling from the heavens, so proud of his son. And they were best friends, and so a lot of emotions for Coach Nagy after losing his father earlier this season. What a journey, what a roller coaster ride. And he spoke so frankly about the grieving. And as you mentioned, Jared Grasso also lost his father in recent years.
Brailsford goes to the rim, and he's able to lay it in. And a beautiful moment just a few seconds ago as Kiss came off the floor. A long hug and embrace with Jared Grasso. 7 seconds and counting to play. The Wright State Raiders, for the first time in program history, have won an NCAA tournament game. And they will move on to take on #1 Arizona, Cinderella, alive and kicking.